to call the League Cup a Mickey Mouse Cup is not really, it doesn't really make sense. There are 3 domestic trophies. Who really doesn't want to win a trophy? It's a kind of arrogant banter and hubristic banter, which you expect from people, but it's not really serious. I will say this, though, and it's probably not true now that Man City seem to win it year in, year out, but certainly a few years ago, it wasn't a deliberate underplaying of the value of the League Cup. It was just that when you ask people who the last 5 winners of the League Cup are, they can barely ever remember. It doesn't occupy the same prominent place in our hearts at the FA Cup, and certainly not the League. But it is silverware. And as an Arsenal fan, we've only won it twice. Both times in the George Graham era. Now, admittedly, the second time we won the FA Cup at the same time, and we beat Sheffield Wednesday twice. So quite boring with replays. I think we ended up playing them 3 or 4 times. But in 1987, where George Graham was beginning his career at Arsenal, he wins against Liverpool, against the odds, against a Liverpool team who were dominant in football. And the joke at the time was when the Liverpool fan turned up to get his ticket at Wembley, he just asked for his usual seat. So that was what we were up against. We hadn't won a trophy since 1979 and hadn't been to a final since 1980. That win, with Perry Groves coming off the bench, beautiful, wonderful Perry Groves. I will always live in a Perry Groves world. I insist everybody does that too. But when Perry Groves comes off the bench and sets up the winning goal, it meant a lot to Arsenal fans. There were thousands there and thousands celebrated. It's one of the first games I remember on television.
And on the North Bank at Highbury, which has moved to Wembley for the day, they believe the cup is theirs.
That was an enormous achievement for us, and we didn't underplay it. As I said, in 93 we won it again, winning the FA Cup in the same year. By then we'd gotten used to winning things and it didn't matter quite so much. And under Arsene Wenger, we pretty much treated it like a training trophy. It has its moments, but it is a trophy. And if you're not going to win the FA Cup, and we're not, and you're not going to win the league, and we are, and he leaves the League Cup. So other fans going around saying it's a tin pot trophy. Certainly anyone from Spurs wants to keep their mouth shut about trophies anyway, because to say that it's been 15 years since Tottenham won a trophy, well, that was the trophy they won. So to all the people who don't think the League Cup is worth winning, jog on. What's football about if it's not about trophies? Yes, finishing in the top 4 is great because it gives you an opportunity to play for a trophy. Anyway, I've gone on way too long about that, but I did just want to put in my tuppence worth. People saying that the League Cup is a tin pot trophy. Nah, it's a trophy, right? Win it back to back, win it 3 times and then say it's a tin pot trophy. But for teams and fans of teams that haven't won anything, come on.